Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hello, helps if I turn my mic on. Hey guys, how you going? Oh, I'm so busy worried about the sound that I forgot to turn the mic on. How you going, Deb, John? Who else we got? Alex, Jake. I thought I saw Leslie in there. No, I didn't. Shannon. I'm seeing things. I'm seeing people that aren't. I see people that aren't there. Nurse Bratchett, how you going? Meg, how you going? Harry, how you going? Okay, let's get into it. You know that the king is apparently, not my king, but the king is supposed to be meeting Trump in the White House. I didn't see this before. I don't know if anyone else has seen this. Donald Trump has a PhD in embarrassing anyone without putting in any effort. Here Donald Trump is chatting with the Royal Guard instead of King Charles III during the official meeting, while King Charles III is walking alone behind them. Remember when he did that to the Queen? He walked ahead of her? Yeah. And I didn't see this one either, where he walked ahead with the guard. Good on him. I respect these people more than the king. Eric Doherty said Pope Leo is firing back again. Leo wants the US to abolish capital punishment, just as President Trump and AG Blanche revive firing squads and actively seek the death penalty. I wonder why he's saying that. Trump is right. The victims deserve capital justice for the heinous acts being committed against them. Yeah, being lenient to the criminal is, making the victims all over again. Good on him, anyway. The Yorkshire lass said another interesting conspiracy theory states that MI6 and the government covered up the fact there was black goo, which is a sentient fluid. An intelligent, self-aware liquid was found within the Falkland Islands and brought back to Britain during the Falkland War in the 1980s, where something went wrong and when tested in the labs in England. Researchers say this is the biggest cover-up of our time, and many people really do not know about it except for the heads of state and government. Interesting. Let's have a look at this. What's going on here?
All right, so we're outside MI6. Why are we here, Miles?
We're here because the British had a spoil of war in the 1980s from the Falklands. They had a brilliant new find called a sentient fluid, or a black goo.
Black goo.
Because it was black and it was goo.
Okay.
And it responded to electrical stimuli. They brought it back to England, brought it up to a much warmer temperature. It started to respond. Things went badly wrong in the labs.
So black goo is it's an intelligence?
It's a sentient fluid. They wanted to develop it as a weapon. That whole concept failed. The whole concept went wrong, and they dumped it in the sewers. So what it's doing now, it's going through the bacteria. It's going through all the living life forms. It's exploring everything.
Is it in me?
It's in you, and it's in everybody.
So it's coming out of here right now.
It's in our water supply.
It's in our taps. It's in our...
It's in the air as particulates.
Is it dangerous?
It's not dangerous unless you are hostile to it. It's in a learning stage, and it's being conscious, and it's communicated with people.
What's it communicating?
It's communicating that it's here to clean up our mess.
Wow. I feel like I'm going back down the rabbit hole, and the chilling endgame of my journey is black goo.
If we do not sort out our problem, it will. And that means complete deletion of everything on the planet, reset to zero, the Earth will start again.
Who knows about this? Like, which bits of government are aware that there's a sentient goo in our systems?
The black goo is the biggest single story that people want to know about. And there's very few people who really do know about it.
There you go.
All right, so we're outside.
Interesting, black goo. You can let me know what you think about that. Hey, Spaz, how you going? Shane. Paul. Is it Blongridge? How you going? I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Okay, St James Heartline said boom, boom, and boom, boom, boom. The Southern Poverty Law Centre's legal firm Ballard Spa LLP was fake news CNN's legal firm, while CNN was pushing the Russian collusion hoax to destroy President Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and Trump's presidency after he won the 2016 election, and the 2021 and the 2024 one. Get Trump no matter what it takes. US DC District Court Judge James Boasberg inserted himself into the Russia collusion hoax to protect former FBI Director James Comey in furtherance of the Democrats' crusade to destroy President Trump. Representing CNN in 2017, Ballard Spa LLP sued the FBI under the Freedom of Information Act to obtain the records prepared by former FBI Director James Comey that documented his interactions with President Trump. In their court filing, Ballard Spa LLP stated James Comey had been overseeing a criminal investigation into whether President Trump's aides colluded with Russia to influence the outcome of the 2016 presidential election. The FBI was also investigating President Trump's former National Security Advisor, Michael T. Flynn, for his communications with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Okay, during the presidential transition about sanctions imposed on Russia and for Flynn's work as a paid lobbyist for Turkey during the campaign. President Trump fired Flynn on February 13, 2017, for lying to Vice President Mike Pence and other White House officials about his communications with Kislyak. Oh, that's how I'm going to say it. Comey met with President Trump in the Oval Office on February 14, 2017. During that meeting, in a one-to-one conversation, the president asked Comey to end the FBI's investigation of Flynn. Comey immediately documented his conversation with the president in a memo. According to Comey's memo, President Trump said, I hope you can see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go. He's a good guy. I hope you can let this go. Comey prepared a number of additional memos detailing his interactions with the president, the Comey memos. Comey provided a copy of his February 14, 2017 memo to his friend Daniel Richman, who's told CNN he provided the memo and all relevant materials from Comey to the FBI. Get Trump no matter what it takes. US D.C. District Court Judge Jane Boasberg was the federal judge who ruled on the Ballard's Barr's CNN quest to obtain Comey's memos on Trump. Boasberg wrote in a 25-page ruling that he agreed with the government that disclosing them, the Comey memos, would harm Special Counsel Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation of links between the Trump campaign and Russia. As it prevails here, the Comey memos, at least for now, will remain in the hands of the Special Counsel and not the public, the ruling states. The memos reportedly detail 9 conversations Comey had with President Trump, which included the president allegedly requesting Comey's loyalty and pressuring him to drop an investigation into Michael Flynn, Trump's former national security advisor. The ruling from Boasberg came in response to Consolidated Freedom of Information Act lawsuits from media organisations, including CNN, along with advocacy groups that sought disclosure of the memos. The news organisations and advocacy groups argued that since Comey stated publicly he created the memos for political purposes to preserve the integrity of the FBI, the agency can't exempt them from disclosure. Citing Supreme Court precedent in John Doe Agency versus John Doe Court, Boasberg said it matters not that Comey created the memos for another purpose because they've since been incorporated for law enforcement purposes, protecting them from disclosure under FOI Exemption 7A. The FBI easily clears that bar, the ruling says, noting that Comey said during his June 8 testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee that he turned the memos over to Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team. Make of that what you will. Red Pill Dispenser said a meteorologist says the quiet part out loud during a live broadcast. Does anyone remember this? This was years and years ago, and I remember this. Listen to this.
We've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50 in California, we've got a bit of an unusual...
There you go. Chaff. Military chaff, he called it. Bits of plastic, metal, all different stuff by the sound of it. Does anyone remember that? Hey, gal muskrat. Have I missed anyone else? Okay, just checking. Phoenix, how you going? There you go. Colonel Towner Watkins said, anyone else think it's weird that we just sat through Savannah Guthrie's mum missing wall-to-wall coverage? Where did that go? All of a sudden it disappeared. And we have 12 scientists either killed or missing and it's gotten almost no coverage. I'm going to have to go into this, the scientists that are killed or missing. I haven't really looked into it I haven't had time with my mum. Sorry, guys. But I called this out a while ago. I think the Savannah Guthrie's mum missing was a distraction. Anyway, Jordan S90 said, okay, this is epic. President Donald Trump is absolutely tearing into Candace Owens so badly she might need to take a break from her vacation overseas just to record another emergency episode. Take notes, Christian conservative commentators who don't have the cojones to take Candace head on. This is how it's done. What do you think of President Trump's takedown of Candace Owens? Within bounds or too far? No, it's fine. She actually, this is a real picture of Candace Owens. She posted this herself. Actually, she put it in a lawsuit. She was renting a house from someone who it apparently had black mold in it. And she said she got a fungal infection from it. And this was her photo to them of her fungal infection. Anyway, Donald J. Trump wrote, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable I believe in this case without verification, she's an extremely low IQ individual. Well, funnily enough, I did think Bridget Macron was also a man. Yeah, that's Candace Owens. I thought Bridget Macron was a man, but she's a very handsome woman, I'll say that. Okay, and if she's a woman, no, she's not even handsome. She's a pretty ugly woman, actually. Sorry, but anyway, that's just my opinion. Elon Musk said, wait till you see what's coming. Oh, it's the Daleks, is it? Oh, my God, that's what it looks like. What is this? Truthful said, literally, how can you look at this and still doubt SpaceX? They're on a whole different level for rocket manufacturing never seen before. Are they rockets, are they? Why do they look like Daleks? From Doctor Who? Oh, I don't know. That's what they look like to me. But Elon Musk said, wait till you see what's coming. Probably Daleks. Okay. Anyway, I can't wait to see what's coming next. Holy guacamole. John Paul Berg said, we are not free people, and it's never been more evident how close humanity is to understanding their government's organised criminals. Yeah, we're that close, guys. I wish it was closer. Awakened Outlaw said, fixed it. Okay. Dr. Interracial said Democrats wore all white to the State of the Union. There were signs. Yeah, I think there were. Look, fixed it for you. You just put hats on them all. Yep. That's what they do. Weren't Republicans the ones who tried to stop slavery and Democrats were fighting them the whole way? And anyway, Ann Vandersteel said, I'll bring the rope, Tim. Eric Doherty said, update after the Trump DOJ brings back firing squads for federal executions. Get it? Do you understand why the Pope doesn't want firing squads? Anyway, Rep. Tim Burchett says to bring back hangings. Now do hangings. Some of these criminals need to be made a public example of. Look, I'm not against that, to be honest. Hanging or firing squad for people like Anthony Albanese, Penny Wong. Okay. Rabbit Hole Bot said virtually every place that has a wildfire has plans for smart cities. Is that a coincidence, do you think? I don't think so. Dan Scavino Jr. posted this. The boomerang. It's coming back to smack him in the head. John O'Brien said, a reminder to federal officials, there is no limit on the number of individuals who can use the whistleblower statute. If you think you're involved in unlawful activity as a result of directive from Mr. Trump or someone doing his bidding, now's the time to report it, mate. I think it's the opposite. What do they call it? Projection, Your Honour. Yeah, here it comes. It's coming back at them. The boomerang. He's going to be shown up to be the fool that he is. Okay, Miller Joyce said the largest takedown of medical fraudsters just happened. They arrested 324 doctors, nurses and medical professionals that are responsible for $14.6 billion in scams. Gitmo awaits breaking largest healthcare fraud in US history. Operation Gold Rush exposes $14.6 billion medical scam. 324 charged, 324 doctors, nurses and executives charged in the largest healthcare fraud in US history. Operation Gold Rush uncovers $14.6 million in scams, mansions, crypto and luxury stolen with your tax money. This isn't just corruption, it's organised medical betrayal. Go, hit 'em hard. Hunter Eagleman said, Gen X knows. Oh, before social media, this is how you knew where everyone was. Does anyone remember this? Where all the bikes were, that's where all your friends were. Okay, anyway, I'm watching a lot of Gen X stuff lately and I miss it. Anyway, Kate said 3 more drive-by shootings in Sydney's southwest overnight. It's really turning into Wild West out there. It's nearly going on nearly every night of the week. Okay? We, Australia's about to find out why they should be armed, I think. Lynn Wood said, I get tired of Freemasons trying to convince others that Freemasonry is good because President George Washington was a Freemason. Yes, he was a Freemason, as he was, by craft, a builder. Do the research. Washington was not a very active member of his lodge. More importantly, he was a Freemason before Freemasonry was infiltrated in the United States by the Illuminati. Read his letters. Don't be deceived by the propaganda that is made up of lies, half-truths, and distorts the truth, or you'll be a victim of a psyop. Do the research, connect the dots, draw your own conclusions. And the website is fightback.law. Abolish the Illuminati. Yeah, I'm all for that. Can we abolish the Illuminati? Okay, Mr. Star Spangled MAGA said, point of view, they cut off your EBT and they won't allow you to buy Fritos and Mountain Dew anymore, so you destroy the entire store. What am I knocking over? Why does this remind me of an animal zoo destroying everything in the enclosure? Oh, dear God, put some clothes on, woman. Holy cow. I wouldn't even wear that to the beach.
You want me to go to jail? You want me to go to jail?
I think you're going to jail, love. You need to put clothes on too, by the way. And before anyone says I'm body shaming anyone, I would not... Sorry, hang on. I can't even find the pause button. Okay, before anyone says I'm body shaming, I wouldn't wear that. Okay? Personally, I'm a bit smaller. I'm still a bit, got a bit of weight. But no, I'm not body shaming. I wouldn't wear it. Okay? And is she at the beach? Like, is she in a store near the beach or something? Or it doesn't matter. Should still put some clothes on over that. And I don't think I can play the music. I didn't even realise there was music there. But I am talking over the top of it. But hey, they still get me. They say it's they're going to uphold the copyright. So if you wonder why I'm not putting ads in my videos, it's because nearly every one of them's got copyright on them. Hello, YouTube, you better fix that. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Clothes go a long way for a start, and then not behaving like that goes a long way as well. No, okay, the music's still going.
You want me to go to jail?
I think you're going to jail, love. You're all over the camera. Okay, Rapid Response 47 posted this. It was Donald J. Trump on Truth Social. People and companies that have taken advantage of our country for decades because of the horrible and ridiculous United States Supreme Court decision on tariffs are now supposed to be given back $159 billion. All they had to do was one little half sentence that the United States does not have to pay back monies that were already paid, and our country would be $159 billion richer. That's more than most countries are worth. Think of it, just one half a sentence, and we would have saved $159 billion. Couldn't they have done that for our nation? President Donald J. Trump. Wow. The architect said, so all the big controlled social media influencers are in Rome at the same time. Do you believe in coincidences of this magnitude? It's going to be big. Get ready. Incoming coordinated psyops. Yes, I believe so. Baron of Burleigh said notice MSM not reporting on the number of fuel shipments from Trump in the USA. It would destroy the Australian Labor Party's Trump bad BS and their subsequent attacks on One Nation. Thank you, real Donald Trump. We appreciate that, President Trump. Very much. Normal Aussies do. Our government might have two faces. One they show the public and one they show you, but we appreciate it as Australians. Thank you. WH Grandpa said, breaking, massive win, judge blocks Dems bids to overturn Missouri's new map, slashing Dem seats to 1. Governor had authority for special session, map set for 2026. Should all red states follow suit? Yeah, they're trying to get more seats in more districts by importing more people. Okay. If I've got that wrong, you can correct me. MAGA voice said, holy shit, thousands of mums are marching in London demanding their country back from illegals. America stands with you. Go, girls. Oh. Get them out. Not the ladies, I mean the immigrants. Liz Churchill said tyranny in Ireland. Prison officers drag Enoch Burke from his own appeal hearing like a criminal. He refused the school's woke lawyers. He was jailed for defending biology. Ireland's corrupt regime is terrified of one man who won't lie. Free Enoch now. Yeah, Enoch Burke has apparently been locked up for not going along with the school's idea of any child can be any gender they feel like on any certain day. Julia said Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent embarrasses MS Now's Jonathan Lemire. Oh, my goodness. Jonathan Lemire or Lemire by absolutely shredding the fake news host Argentina bailout gotcha. Lemire said, how does a $20 billion bailout of Argentina help Americans? Bessent said, do you know what a swap line is? Lemire said, it's currency swap, yes. Bessent said, yes, but what is that? Lemire said, you're the Treasury Secretary, sir. Bessent said, yes, but why would you call it a bailout? Lemire said, that is how. Bessent said, in most bailouts, you don't make money. The US government made money. So by stabilising the economy there and making a profit, then that's a very good deal for the American people, and there's a lot we could have been doing for American farmers, but Democrats closed the government. An absolute masterclass in responding to a biased question from the fake news media. Bessent doesn't miss a beat. There you go. They made money on the Argentina bailout, okay? And I don't think Trump would do anything without making America money if it doesn't benefit them. Do you know what I mean? So when he's given money to people, just understand there will be a reason for that. He's a businessman. He won't give it without making. Awakened Outlaw said, if you think that Trump's DOJ is just bringing back firing squads for no real reason, oh, you're so wrong. Of course, there's endless debate to be had over different methods of unaliving the guilty and or the morality of doing so, but that's not what this is about. This is all about delivering a message. There are certain crimes for which the only appropriate level of justice demands this type of definitive public closure, primal as it may be. Truth is, he's bringing firing squads back because all the right people who needed to get the message they've long dreaded hearing just got it. And I can assure you they got it loud and clear. Yep. For all the Obamas and Kamalas and who knows, SPLCs, I don't know. You never know. Samahul, sorry, said the year is 80 BC. You are a slave on a Roman estate. Your master eats reclining on cushions, suckling pig, lamb, oysters brought in from, I can't even say that word, BAE. You are fed pulse. Pulse is grain boiled in water until it forms a thick grey paste. You eat in the morning, you eat it in the evening, you will eat it every day of your life until you die, probably around 30 from something that a better diet would have prevented. The Romans called the lower orders pultifag, oh my goodness, can't pronounce it, pultifagonists, porridge eaters. It's not a compliment. So everyone eating porridge thinking it's good for you, yeah, that's what the poor people used to eat. Year is 1150. You're an English peasant. The forest belongs to the crown. Killing a deer is capital offence. Killing a rabbit costs you a hand. Your diet is pottage, which is grain and vegetables boiled for days in a cauldron that is never fully emptied, and maslam bread, which is barley and rye compressed into a dense brown loaf that would break a modern oven. Meat arrives on feast days. When it does, the family watches the Lord Stewart weigh it. The year is 1750. You're an Irish tenant. The potato has arrived, and with it the mathematical possibility of feeding your family on 2 acres instead of 10. You eat potatoes 3 times a day. Your landlord in Dublin or London eats beef 3 times a week. When the blight comes in 1845, you discover what happens to a population that has been narrowed down to a single crop. 1 million die, 1 million leave. The landlord continues to eat beef. The year is 1845. You're a slave on a Virginia plantation. Your weekly ration is a peck of cornmeal and 3 pounds of salt pork, most of which is fat. The meat ration exists because the owners have learnt across generations that a slave fed purely on cornmeal cannot do the work. The meat is the minimum, not the standard. The master's house eats pork, ham, chicken and venison from the woods your ancestors were forbidden to hunt in. The year is 1950. You're a peasant in Salento, southern Italy. The war has ended. The economy has not recovered. You eat bread, pasta, whatever vegetables the plot produces, and olive oil because the trees grow on land that produces almost nothing else. Meat appears on Sundays, if it appears at all. You're not choosing this, you're eating this because it is what there is. The year is 1959. An American physiologist called Ansel Keys arrives in your village with a clipboard. He notes the absence of heart disease. He notes the presence of bread and pasta and olive oil. He does not emphasise the fact that you would kill for a steak, that your grandfather remembers when there was meat on the table, that the entire dietary pattern he's about to name and export to the world is not a philosophy, but a budget constraint. He calls it the Mediterranean diet. The year is 1975. Keyes publishes his book, The Mediterranean Diet Becomes the Healthiest Diet on Earth. The UN eventually makes it cultural heritage. The population it was modelled on is, by this point, abandoning it as fast as it can afford to because prosperity has arrived in Salento and prosperity, given a choice, has always chosen meat. Now it's today. The diet that was forced on slaves, imposed on peasants and endured by post-war Italians because they had no alternative, has been rebranded as the aspirational eating pattern of the affluent Western professional. The people selling it to you can afford to eat whatever they want. They've chosen to sell you the diet of people who couldn't. That's not a coincidence. It's never been a coincidence. The diet of poverty has always been plants. The diet of freedom, wherever freedom has existed, has always been meat. The first thing a liberated people has ever done across every century and every continent is eat an animal. The last thing a ruling class has ever done before a collapse is tell everyone else not to. You are being told not to. Draw your own conclusions. Wow. That was well said. Okay, US Embassy Australia has Anzac Day statement by Secretary Rubio. On behalf of the United States of America, I'm honoured to join the people of Australia and New Zealand in commemorating Anzac Day on April the 25th. As we mark the 111th anniversary of the Gallipoli landings, we pay tribute to the Anzac forces who answered the call of duty. The valour demonstrated at Gallipoli has been an inspiration for generations and exemplifies the courage and selflessness of those who served and continue to serve. As we reflect on this solemn day, we honour the memory of the fallen, express gratitude for all who have served, and reaffirm our shared commitment to the values and partnerships that unite us. Isn't that lovely? Matt Van Swol said everything about the left is fake. Once you understand it, everything makes sense. Eat the rich from your mansion. Save the planet from your private jet. Everyone's racist while you fund the racism. Billionaires are evil unless you fund our candidates. Words are violence, but my violence is actually speech. Wrong pronouns are assault, but burning a courthouse in protest is mostly peaceful. We love immigrants unless you send them to Martha's Vineyard, then we call ICE too. Democracy is sacred unless we lose, then it was stolen by Russia, misinformation or Elon. Diversity is our strength. Unless you're a black conservative, then you're a race traitor who needs to be destroyed. Tax the wealthy while your foundation, your trust and 3 LLCs are structured specifically to avoid paying a dime of it. Capitalism is oppression posted from an iPhone on a platform worth $1 trillion while wearing merch sold through the Your Merch store linked in your bio. It's all fake. It's all performative and should be endlessly mocked into oblivion. Give them zero comfort. The doctrine is always designed so the cost lands on someone else. The cashier pays for your protest. The suburban parent pays for your sanctuary city. The trade school kid pays for your student loan forgiveness. The taxpayer pays for your foundation's tax shelter. The working mum pays for your gas stove ban. The factory town pays for your Green New Deal. The girl on the swim team pays for your pronouns. The cop's widow pays for your bail reform. It's a massive, evil cost transfer operation that pretends the evil that they are pushing is moral. And it's just Evil. There you go. Tina Peters. I'm still here fighting from the inside these walls. The appeals court ruled my sentencing violated my First Amendment rights, but I remain locked up. My only crime was protecting records so future generations could trust elections. If we do not get rid of the machines, we will lose our country. Read the Messer reports at my website and see for yourself. Thank you for all the prayers and support. All of you have been the reason I've been able to stay in this fight. Free Tina Peters. Mark Rowley said, remember this, her terms were acceptable in 2023 and we voted no, so why are we seeing any welcome to country now? Marsha Langton said, vote no and you won't get a welcome to country again. Do you remember this in 2023? Yeah, well, we've still got them and we voted no. Why have we got them? It's made up bullshit. Okay, Ryan Daly said 111 years after the first Gallipoli landing by Australian diggers, they would now be turning in their graves that this weasel of a man in spectacles is speaking on behalf of them. Anthony Albanese is a national disgrace, and I don't even want to play it. You hypocrite. You absolute two-faced hypocrite. I'm talking to Albanese here. And yes, I would say that to his face. Come here, Albo, and let me tell you all about it. Cat Turd said the Fantastic Four are doing an amazing job. President Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth. And they're the four you should be looking at. Eric Doherty said, holy smokes, President Trump just dropped this bomb on Candace Owens. Okay, we just seen that. So, yeah, we'll like it and we'll move on. Gunther Eagleman said Trump plus Elon plus Mike Lee calling out the Senate. President Trump and Elon Musk are joining forces with Senator Mike Lee to demand Senate Republicans nuclear filibuster and finally get our agenda passed. No more excuses, no more slow walking. Go, guys, go. Push it. Nick Sautor said just now President Trump confirms the United States government is considering bailing out Spirit Airlines, which is on the verge of collapse. Trump said he already had a new CEO selected. We're looking at helping them. We have 18,000 people that live in this country, some great people and great employees. We're thinking about doing it, helping them out, meaning bail them out or buying them out. We may just buy it. We'd be getting it virtually debt-free. We have some good aircraft and some good assets. And when the price of oil goes down, we could sell it for a profit. I'd love to be able to save those jobs. They have some very good landing slots, which are pretty valuable. Ooh, interesting. Eric Doherty said, holy crap, President Trump got all of them to cave. 17 of the world's largest pharma companies, 17 of them, representing 80% of the branded drug market, have now agreed to sell their drugs to American patients at the lowest prices. 17 of 17 requested by Donald Trump. Julie Donut said President Trump posted this last night. Guys, he keeps posting these videos because he's telling the public that these disgusting evil criminals are going to be arrested. They committed heinous crimes and what they did was treason, among many other crimes, and they do not get away with it. Justice is going to be served for we the people. Finally, hold the line. And what did he put up here?
The shots and the documents to prove it.
Declassified documents revealing former CIA Director John Brennan briefed then-President Obama on Hillary Clinton's purported plan to smear then-candidate Trump in 2016, adding to what the National Intelligence Director has already declassified on this issue, and raising more questions tonight about how much more of this will come out before Election Day. Good evening, Mike.
Brett, good evening. These are handwritten notes from former CIA Director John Brennan, written according to a source familiar after Brennan briefed President Obama. At one point, Brennan writes, quote, approved by Hillary Clinton, a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by the Russian security service. The notes say on 28 of July, in the margin, Brennan writes POTUS, but that section of the notes are redacted. Then it says any evidence of collaboration between Trump campaign and Russia. The remainder of the notes are redacted. except in the margins where it says JC, Dennis, and Susan. That could be referring to former FBI Director James Comey, former Obama Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, and former National Security Advisor Susan Rice. The CIA sent a memo to former FBI Director James Comey and Peter Strzok writing, quote, "The following information is provided for the exclusive use of your Bureau for background investigative action or lead purposes as appropriate." One example the CIA includes, quote, "an exchange redacted discussing U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server." At a hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee last week, Comey was pressed on what he did with information provided by the CIA.
Did you open an investigation?
I don't know what that refers to. As I said earlier, that does not ring any bells with me when I read that.
You did not receive any investigative referral of this nature?
I don't remember it. I don't remember receiving anything that's described in that letter.
We knew Hillary created the dossier, and now we have proof that Barack was calling the shots and the documents to prove it.
Oh, they're going down. They're going to be going down. Okay, Gunther Eagleman said Iran is cracking. Trump sends in the heavy hitters. Iran's now desperate and begging for talks. President Trump is deploying Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to Pakistan to meet directly with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Okay, and I think something's been called off with the talks. Liz Churchill said, incredible, the pharmaceutical lies and frauds are once again hiding cures. Cures exist, President Trump, on Regeneron that will be available at no cost. The FDA has approved this therapy for inherited deafness, a groundbreaking one-time treatment. Well done, Trump.
Today I'm also announcing that the FDA has just approved a new drug from Regeneron called Otarmany, a gene therapy curing a rare disease that causes deafness. You know, people are totally deaf, and it's amazing. I've seen some work on it. It's actually hard to believe. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Normally, cures for rare diseases can cost millions of dollars, and really the results aren't that good. But in this case, I'm pleased to say that Regeneron will be giving this away for free for a period of time, for free. And here with us is 2-year-old Travis Smith. He was born deaf. Was he totally deaf? Pretty much, right? 100%. Wow. This is 100%. He was 100% deaf, but he took this miracle cure, and now he can hear his mom, Sierra, say, "I love you." And Sierra, could you maybe say a few words? That's really incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. Regeneron works miracles. Yeah, he didn't know his name. He couldn't hear me tell him how much I love him. And now with Regeneron and this amazing surgery, he can listen to music, and he loves it, and he loves to dance, and he loves instruments, and I'm so proud of him. He's been so brave through all of this. And yeah, now he can hear, and he has a bright future ahead of him, and I'm so thankful to everybody on the Regeneron team.
Oh, that's incredible.
There you go. Told you cures are coming. How you going, Carl? Conchega, Cassandra. Who else have we got in here that I missed?
Today I'm also announcing that the FDA...
I missed someone else. Hang on. Menacing? Did I say hello? Flyby Stew. Okay. God love yous. Aww. Okay. That one didn't read it out. Out to lunch, tipped $1.49 through Super Sticker. Thank you. Out to lunch. Appreciate that. You're a legend, mate. Liz Churchill said Obama's ugly Soviet-style trash heap library versus President Trump's Miami Golden Library masterpiece, not even comparable. Let's have a look. Oh, better get rid of the music. Can't have the music now, can we? YouTube. Look at the difference. Obama's awful-looking prison library. At least Trump's has got, like, a lot more windows and brightly lit. Looks good. I don't know. I might be biased. I love Trump, but here, you know. So there we go. Yep, Liz Churchill said firing squads are back. Yep, okay. Murderers, child predators and cop killers are about to get what they deserve. This is what real justice looks like. Okay, here was an Aboriginal welcoming to country during Anzac Day. It's the most disrespectful thing I think I've ever seen. Craig Kelly said, acknowledge and pay respects to emerging leaders. Anzac Day is not for paying respects to those... is for paying respects to those who served and paid the ultimate sacrifice, not emerging leaders. Since leftists began interfering with traditional Anzac Day ceremonies by hijacking them to insert politically divisive welcome to country, Australians have stood in respectful silence. That taboo has now been broken by widespread booing, which will now only grow louder and more widespread each year. 2026 should be the last year that the insulting and divisive welcome to country is ever part of an Anzac Day service. The gig is up. Listen to this guy.
To my father's country. Beautiful Boomerang country. But before we do that, as always, we take a moment, we pay our acknowledgements, and we pay our respects. We pay our respects to all of my ancestors. We pay our respects to all of my elders. And we pay our respects to all of my community members, past, present, and emerging. And we acknowledge to my...
Oh, dear God. And yes, the Aboriginals also did fight alongside Australians. Well, they are Australians, you know, and alongside New Zealand as well. But they are honoured in the Anzac Day ceremonies. You don't need a special part of it just for you. Dear God. AK Manhan said, big update from France. French President Macron says he'll leave politics after his term ends in 2027. Oh, God, be careful, France. Don't get someone even worse in. I know sometimes that seems nearly impossible, but look, it happened in Australia. Remember this? Kim.com, Zelensky and Macron before they became presidents. Are you ready for this one? Some of you would have seen this already, and it's probably got music, so I'm going to have to mute it. Oh, yeah. Okay, just imagine. Oh, wow. There's Zelensky. Remember when Zelensky was playing the piano with his penis? Yeah, well, there's Macron. Oh, Zelensky. God, they're weirdos, aren't they? Performers. That's what they are. Nothing but performers. Look, both of them. Zelensky again, Macron again. Zelensky again, Macron. With blonde hair this time. Wow. Oh, Zelensky again. Looking a bit like a belly dancer. Holy cow. Okay. Unmasked the System said French President Macron just got busted as first confirmed international recipient of a Biden auto pen fraud document. While Sleepy Joe was out of town, Barack Obama illegally signed a major US-France trade deal for him. And take this with a grain of salt. I'm not sure who this person is. Macron needed changes to France's trade agreement with America fast, so he called Obama instead of the actual president. The unelected ex-president has zero authority to sign it, but the auto pen machine rubber-stamped the whole thing anyway. This is straight-up international election interference and full-blown constitutional coup. Foreign leaders were cutting secret deals with the shadow government while Biden drooled in the corner. The anti-Biden regime wasn't just corrupt, it was a globalist puppet show run by machines and former presidents who were never elected to the job. The AutoPen scandal is now officially international. It's about to explode everything. Share this before the media tries to bury another chapter of the Biden-Obama crime family, selling out America to foreign leaders. Wow. Australia will be in there somewhere too. Data Republican said it's not confirmed that It is not confirmed fact that Chesney, who appeared to be encouraging running over protesters, was SPLC's informant. But the indictment, paragraph 11A, describes informant F37 and it matches Chesney. Member of the online leadership chat that planned to unite the right, attended Charlottesville at SPLC's direction, made racist postings under SPLC's supervision and helped coordinate transportation for attendees. Wow. Some people think it means Fuentes as well. I don't know. Nicholas Holcher, MPH, said new study found megadosing vitamin C slashes stage 4. This is going to have to go in the medical bookmarked folder, which I think we're going to do on YouTube, by the way, this time when we do it. And I don't know if Timo's busy till 11 o'clock this morning. I don't know if I'm going to finish way before that. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if he's available tomorrow at all. And we know, said bombshell indictment wave Sheila McCormick, Ilhan Omar, Act Blue and SPLC all hit. Rep Sheila McCormick, have I done this one already? I feel like I have. Is that the end of the news? I thought I had a lot more than that in there. It is the end. Okay. Well, there you go. I've got to find all the, what do you call it? The Antarctic ones and put them in a video for tomorrow. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. But, yeah, that seems to be all I've got for today. I thought I had a lot more, but I don't. Okay, so let's get this. I still can't see any of the comments on YouTube. I can't see anything on YouTube at all. Look at this. Still got it. Still won't let me see the comments. No, not at all. So lucky I have Streamlabs, where I'll go back as far as I can. Yeah, Conchega Yowie said had a good post in there about the Aboriginals and our Anzacs. Okay, sorry, my mum's got music going pretty loud and it's really distracting. I'm sorry. Even sorrier if you can hear it in the background. Hey, going, Nurse Bratchett from Arizona. Jake said, let's go. Meg said, you'll catch up later. God love ya. Nurse Bratchett said, any thoughts on the scientists? It's definitely odd and suspicious. I really haven't looked into it yet. Like, I haven't had a chance to look into a lot of things because of my mum, obviously, with dementia, and I'm looking after her, so it's nearly a whole job on its own over there. Shannon said, Trump's a beef eater. Definitely. Paul, how you going? Did I say hello to you before? Deb said, what do you expect from a pedophile effing church? Oh. Yeah, there were a lot, but I think there's a lot of pedos in all the churches, wasn't there? But like the Catholic Church does stand out, but I'm sure I put stuff in there about the Pope as well. Okay, anyway. Shane said, morning, people. Blongridge from southeast Michigan. Oh, nice. Paul said, oh, my God, it's Deb. Everyone's saying hello. Deb said, Star Trek called it first. Spaz said, how you going? I'm good, how are you? Yeah, Harry, black goo, graphite. Yeah. Graphene, graphite. Shannon said, white goo turns sentient as well. I've never heard of white goo, Shannon. Shannon said, see Spider-Man, Vernon for black goo disclosure. Jake said, nothing can stop what's coming. I agree. Deb said, yes, another way they are telling us, Shannon. Muskrat said, saying hello, how you doing? Waiting for Heb's report on Antarctica. Sorry, menacing, it might be tomorrow. In fact, it will be tomorrow. Yeah, I'm having a hard time at the moment. I'm very, very tired. Had one more night like last night and I'll be all right. Had a better sleep last night. I just need another one of them. Nurse Pratchett said black goo has always been fascinating since the X-Files. Yes, it was on the X-Files. Yes, definitely. Menacing said, thumbs it up, family. Thank you. God love you, Menacing. Phoenix said, hey, everyone, just popped in to give a like and I got to go. Have a great day. You too, Phoenix. Yeah, Menacing. Nurse Pratchett, I remember that episode in the X-Files. So do I, where they poured it over Mulder's face and body and it went in. Alex said, I do remember the weatherman, but only from seeing videos a while back. Yeah, I remember that from years and years ago. Darlene, hey, Gowan, good morning, you wonderful people. And Sherry's in here too. Alex said, everything gets buried news-wise if it doesn't fit their narrative anymore, if they're covering up for something else like the war ends up dominating. Yeah, Menacing Muskrat. Oh my, that's Candace, yes. She was suing her landlord. I mean, how many of us walk around thinking of suing the landlord? I had black mould at the last house I was at. I didn't sue the landlord. I knew where I lived. It gets mould. It's pretty damp, you know. Shit happens. You clean it. Anyway, that's just me. I don't think about suing landlords, though. Ever. Hey, Ruff, how you going? Deb said, now we know why she's batshit crazy, Candace Owens. She looks like she's on drugs. FYT, several Chinese scientists also going missing. Are they really? Thank you, FYT. I appreciate that. Shannon said they're booster rockets. Are they? Okay, thank you. They look like Daleks to me. I don't know. I'm just me. Menacing said, I love Bridget's blonde helmet. The French are famous for their wigs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deb, love Doctor Who. I used to when it was in the 70s and 80s, you know. Sherry said, Alex, Deb, Menacing, ever saying hello to everybody. Shannon said, just one of the crowd. Just one of the crowd to Alex now, lol. Shannon. You know you're special, Shannon. Deb said it's getting the public to believe that's what's truly going on because of the way the news is put out. Yes. Alex said, hey, FYT, maybe they were about to expose things as well. I think a lot of them probably were. Menacing Muskrat said KKK, white robes. Democrats wearing their, what is it? Dumps hats. Shannon said they accuse us of what they have done. Exactly, it's called projection. Yeah, Deb, dumb hats for morons. Deb said, no, we can't have the Catholic Church being held accountable for the pedophilia now, can we? No, everything's got to be held to account, and I believe it will. Menacing Muskrat said, lol, Deb, nuance hats. FYT said, hello, everyone, spy versus spy. Mm-hmm. Deb said dunce, I think it was called. It was a dunce hat. Yes, it was. Shannon said pedophilia will be the least of it, Debs. Yes. Alex said, yes, they try and pass that buck, Shannon. Deb said, and don't I know it, Shannon? Menacing Muskrat said, the statistics for made here in Canada Stan is so sad. Makes me cry. Yeah, it would. I definitely do not agree with that one. Alex said, the good old days, I watched loads of 90s Neighbours episodes the other day, made me full of nostalgia. Oh. Deb said, my gut feeling was right about the church and religion. Alex said, is that the assisted killing, Menacing, yep. FYT said, Washington's vision. Deb said, Neighbours, I love Dr. Martin at Wow, Portwin. Shannon says, size 10. Deb said, please poke out my eyes. Deb said, why don't you just watch all the things that people wearing to... watch the things people wear to Walmart. Oh. I remember once wearing my pajamas to the supermarket because I was really sick. And it was like 8 o'clock at night. So, yeah, I've worn my pajamas once. And they were long pajama pants, very warm ones too. Once to the supermarket. I've never done that again. I wasn't that sick again, thank God. Alex said, all by design. It's like all those nutters in Walmart. Yeah, there's people wear some weird shit, honestly. Deb said it's about her behaviour and not what she's wearing. No, that too, but no, seriously, put some clothes on. Especially if you're going to do something like that and draw attention to yourself. Deb said, yep, I read that one. Darlene said, my friend sent me some Freemason books that didn't burn when they burnt the building down in California. Wow. Menacing said, yes, Alex, medical assisted dying made allegedly and can be done without parental consent. Jake said, I couldn't even think of doing something like that. Yeah. Darlene said, interesting reading. Alex said she's probably been on the fentanyl. You never know these days. Yeah, thumbs it up, folks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Shanna said, like the suicide booth in Futurama, lol. Deb said, that's funny, it come up twice. Menacing said, too many boosters, Alex. Paul said, Prozac patient. Jake said, the Great Awakening. Yeah, we're all being awoken to it. Mm-hmm. Alex said it's disgusting what they're doing to the most vulnerable people, and if they just give them a chance to talk things through, they would realise they want to live. Yeah. Well, one girl didn't even want to go. Then she felt pressured in the end. People are waiting on your organs and all this crap. Do not be an organ donor, whatever you do. Daniel said, girls gone wild. Paul said, was that woman Black God? Black goo? Oh, you never know these days. Shannon said one girl and ate both cups. Oh, no. Daniel said, aloha, Deb. Aloha, Daniel. How you going? Deb said they had Labor sign here in Adelaide of New Australia, paid for voters. I wonder. You never know. Probably. Daniel said, optics important. Yes, definitely. Paul said, no more injection for death. Harry said, porridge is the worst food you can eat besides vegetable oil. Yeah, it's not a great thing to eat. It's poor people food. I'm sorry, but it is. Yeah, Deb, oat is horse food. Harry said, meat, eggs, fish, all the rest is poison. Deb said, while the Blood English took all the food from the Irish, deliberate genocide of the Irish. Yes, yeah. Darlene said the government took our cattle and sheep away in the 80s due to the pesticides, but we were still allowed to grow wheat and potatoes. Yep. Daniel said avoid being slaves at all costs. Yes, definitely. Deb said yes, modified everything poisonous wheat. Harry said agriculture was invented after a major catastrophic event that killed most of the big animals that humans used to hunt. A study shows that after agriculture, human skeletons shrunk 14%. Harry said so did the brain and unknown diseases showed up. Mm-hmm. Daniel said, love you all. Got to 10 responsibilities. Stay well informed till then. Have a good one, Daniel. Thank you for joining us. Deb said, yes, just looked at all the loosh getting around these days. Menacing said, Tina Peters is a gold star mum. Yep. Harry said, nutritional guidance are purposely misleading our guidelines. They want us sick so they can make billions. Yes, I know. It's a sad state of affairs, the way we live. Alex said, these evil monsters have been getting away with ruling the world for too long. The world belongs to all of us. They have no right in doing what they do. I agree, Alex. Alex said people allow it, though, because they don't know any better. Yep, I agree. Cassandra, how you doing? Conchega said, we don't need your money-making schemes and the remembrance of our fallen. Yes, the Aboriginals fought in the wars, but they were honoured the same as the white fellas. Names on memorials and medals. Exactly, Conchega. Menacing said, who put and gave these parasites that kind of power? Wake up, people. We are the ones that have to shake them up. I agree. Harry said, Muskrat, they probably got their power from some malevolent aliens. Shannon said, isn't that the Amber Alert lady? I don't know. I don't know which one you're talking about. Paul said, I don't recall. Yeah, they're all got to forget now. See you fly by in a bit. Harry said, angels, benevolent aliens, demons, malevolent aliens. Cassandra said, can't happen soon enough. Bringing DS down. Yeah, deep state down. Me too. Shannon said, run to Kenya, renegade. Yes, exactly. Barack Obama. Everyone's saying hello. Shannon said, medbeds. Yes. Carl said, hello from Miami. Oh, you're getting around, Carl. Well done. Nice one. Shannon said, Miami Vice. God love you out to lunch. I appreciate that. Harry said, a strict carnivore diet can reverse and heal any chronic disease. Check out Healing Humanity. Yes, definitely. I would tend to agree with that, mostly. Shannon said, can I pet that dog? Did I say that right? Dog. There's the only American word I can say, dog. Out to lunch said here, and that's probably one of the, is that the southern accent? I don't know. Someone can tell me. Shannon said, make freedom seeds great again. Out to lunch said, had handyman stuff to do and was a late fee, right, Shannon? Oh, God love you. Deb said, yeah, but it had nothing to do with Welcome to Country. Conchega said, couldn't recall any Welcome to Country at any of the NRL Anzac Day presentations. Yeah, they wouldn't do it. Deb said, welcome to country are only pissing me off now. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Zelensky. Oh, and Deb's getting the little throwy faces at Macron and Zelensky. Conchega said, Macron channeling plastic Bertrand. Harry Bloom said, bad clowns. Deb said, please stop. Jake said, looks gay. Oh, they are. They're just little actors. I swear to God. Swear to God, the WF have picked these little actors up and said, right, you're going to lead this country, you're going to lead. And they're those, what do you call it? The ones that just do it on performative, on the streets. They're those type of ones. Menacing said, yep, it gets worse. Canada Stan went from Trudeau to WF Carney. Shameful. Yeah, be careful, that doesn't happen. Alex said, they're all horrid. Harry said, effing pedos. Menacing said, they all received the Vril Black Eye Club. Deb said, too many backdoor deals. Yeah, in more ways than one, Deb. These people have backdoor deals, not just physically, but metaphorically as well. I believe so. That's just my belief, okay? That's my opinion. Out to lunch that I've heard your personal urine's good for you and has stem cells in it and fermented, has even more. Mr. Timmy may know more. Oh, out to lunch, really? Not that I'm going to go and do that, but interesting. Harry said, out to lunch. Don't fall for that shit. Deb said, can we watch the Black Goo X-Files? Yeah, we should, actually. Darlene said, Mum, and Deb said, Mum. Yeah. She's just, I've got to do nearly everything for her now, so it's just really hard, yeah. Alex said, YouTube is not great lately. They're not sending some notifications for things. YouTube are hammering me bad. But I don't give up, so there you go. Deb said, sorry, Hev. Jake said, hold the line, Hev. I definitely will, don't you worry. Darlene said, yep, Black Goo and Max Spears. Shannon said, I'm being... You're being ride, lol? Shannon? Venom? I don't know what you're talking about. Deb said, think Shannon could be naughty. Oh, is that what's going on? Out to lunch said, I deleted it, but was going to say something about microdosing for what your mum has. Yes, out to lunch. I was talking about that the other day. Microdosing of LSD, apparently. Conchega said, you're preparing for ascension, Hev. Yeah, I'm buggered. I am absolutely tired. I could go back to bed right now, and it's only 10 a.m., 10 past 10 in the morning, and I could go back to bed. And in fact, when I got up, I just wanted to go back to bed. But I have to get up and do stuff. I have to clean things out and give tablets and eye drops and all sorts of stuff, make cuppas, get milk or whatever I've got to do, make decaffeinated cuppas. That's what I do now. Get milk, get, whatever else she may need. Maria said, hi, Hev, hi all. Here late today. Hope you're all well. You too, Maria. Oh, thank you, Alex. Sending love to me and Mum. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Deb said, next beers had black goo coming out of his mouth when he... Max Spears? Next beers. Who's next beers, Deb? Out to lunch said, Donna's here too. Oh, God, love you, Donna. Alex said, hey, lovely Maria. And Deb said, hello, our beautiful Donna. Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred. Deb said to have 2 more have died with the scientists. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm going to have to try and look into something. I haven't had much of a chance lately, to be honest. Cassandra said, heard yesterday, I think Candace has squirreled away $12 billion overseas and planning to leave US so she won't lose money in lawsuits, apparently. Yes, I have heard the same thing, Cassandra. She has at least 12 million hidden away. It could be a lot more than that. Could be 12 billion. I don't know. But they're hiding their money, her and George Farmer, her husband. So the Macrons can't take it, apparently. She's fighting every which way. She even admitted to knowing about lawsuits because she keeps bringing them up and then others keep bringing them up against her as well. They're just like litigating it. They're just suing everyone. Everyone's suing everyone. They're suing each other and everyone else as well. Like, I've never thought of suing a landlord. Unless it was some major catastrophic, I don't know, but I've never, ever thought, oh, maybe I should sue the landlord. No. Okay, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Cassandra, Alex said, yeah. Deb said, Springbok Panama Papers. Is Springbok Panama Papers? I don't know. Is that Margam? Fern Gully children's movie with the black goo and oh, really? Thank you, Margam. I've never heard of that one. I've heard of the movie Fern Gully, but oh, wow. I have to check that out now. Thank you. Deb said, yeah, no one cares what they wear at supermarket. Deb said, yeah, I could if I needed to wear my PJs to the local shop. Yeah, that's the worst I've ever done is wear. And it was middle of winter, 8 o'clock at night. I went to the supermarket just for some munchies and I wore my PJs because I was sick. And I don't know why I was going for the munchies if I was sick. Deb said, oh, yes, Fern Gully, my daughter was obsessed with it. Really? Out to lunch said, knock, knock, housekeeping and the last maid you will see. Out to lunch says, supposed to be 3 knocks. Tommy Boy with Chris Farley, RIP, R.I.P. Cassandra said, clue hidden in its name, Poor Ridge. Deb said, my phone can't understand me. You only get one go at the suicide booth. Oh, no. Okay, where did it jump to now? Around here somewhere. Okay, out to lunch said shrunk because of fire and cooking your food with fire, right? maybe. Fire's been around a long time, though, hasn't it? Out to lunch, money back or not? Out to lunch said Southern drawl or antebellum times. Can you say y'all? Hey, y'all. Not really. It sounds fun. I don't know. It sounds funny to me coming out of my mouth. Hey, y'all. Deb said, people telling David Wilcox to eat meat diet to heal is illness. Out to lunch said Trudeau was a fighter at one time, I think. Oh, really? Deb said Harold bought and well and truly paid for. Holy. Harry said, Deb, a strict carnivore did cure cancer and any depression. Will. Yeah. Menacing said, wasn't Black Goose screwed up German Chancellor Angela Merkel then she started the shakes? I don't know. Alex said, I've been completely exhausted recently too. I think quite a few people are. Yeah. Harry said, love you, Hev. Keep up the good work. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys being here with me. Cassandra said, heed your tiredness, have your body maybe fighting off something. Yeah, probably a flu that's been going around the household that I haven't quite got, but it's been hanging there with the blocked nose, sneezing and stuff like that. Menacing said Max Spears was a truther. He was exposing the DS and they suicided. Yeah, Max Spears. Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. Deb said, yep, my phone and myself are just not getting the spelling today. Sorry, folks. That's okay. We have these days. I'm tired as Deb. Cassandra said Max Spears was off mysteriously while giving truths 2014-ish. Yes, I remember. Harry said out to lunch, Trudeau's pedo and part of the cabal. Yeah, he is, yeah. Deb said, see, Shannon, that's where I keep getting Spears from. Alex said, I think loads of them hide money and have offshore accounts, hardly paying any tax into our countries when they are the ones that can afford to. It's all backwards. Yeah, it is. Deb said they had to be victims before they became famous. Out to lunch said Harry, probably, allegedly. Deb said we all wouldn't have a lot of housing if it weren't for a landlord. Yeah, exactly. Cassandra said Kerry Cassidy first interviewed Max Spears with James Rink and big beefy brotherish looking dude to Max, whose name escapes me, who had two names. Oh, wow. Menacing said Trudeau is more than a pedo. Out to lunch said the fight thing I think was true. Harry said out to lunch, yes, allegedly for sure. Menacing said they even have suicide pods and they malfunction. Oh, no. Darlene said, Miles someone, Cass? Maybe. Miles someone? Deb said, if we've been eating people, how come we haven't got Kuru? Yeah, look, there are some conspiracy theories I think are absolute bullshit, to be honest. And I don't know... yeah, I just don't know. Maybe that we're all eating, maybe it's just McDonald's. Who knows? Maybe it's not even McDonald's. I don't know. Oh, dear. But yeah, we don't have Kuru. Harry said you get Kuru from raw meat. Well, that would then make sense. Cassandra said, I think Merkel's shakes are from Kuru, result from withdrawals from no adrenochrome. Alex said, that's awful. They shouldn't have had any of those pods whatsoever. How dare people decide when someone else should exit this world? Yeah, I agree. Out to lunch said Palm Beach Pete is J.E., I think. Jeffrey Epstein. Palm Beach Pete, you reckon? Deb said, thank you, Harry. Menacing said, Hev, we appreciate all you do. We are so blessed to have you. Alex said they call it suicide, but they're obviously being pressured probably for their organs. I think that's what it's for. And thank you, Menacing Muskrat. I appreciate that. Shannon said Kuru from eating human brains. Menacing said that's why Jesus said we pray over our food. Yes. And Alex said that's what I thought, Shannon. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to leave it there. I'm Oh, I'm going to have to contact Timmy. I'm way so early. I'm going to see if he can come on tomorrow because I'm very tired. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully you can join me. Hopefully I am here tomorrow. All being well, I will be here and we'll talk about Antarctica, okay, Menacing Muskrat? Hope you can join me. Yep, we're going to talk about Antarctica and the land beyond Antarctica, allegedly, apparently, okay? Another conspiracy. Okay, guys, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. Oh, I can't talk anymore, Shannon. Yeah, have nearly said knackered. Lol. Yeah, I'm knackered. I had enough. I'm cactus. Okay, good night, everyone. Or good day, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.